The name's Specs. MtG Specs. And today on MtG Specs, we accept the mission to build Marvo Deep Operative, the best commander from Murders at Karlov Manor. I built this one in paper and it will be winging its way with me to MagicCon Amsterdam in June. Why have I fallen in love with this secret agent octopus behind enemy lines? Well, it allows me to explore the top of the deck play patterns of Yuriko without actually having to play Yuriko, and it's the Demir love child of Yennett, Cryptic Sovereign and Grozoth. Just like with Yennett, the cards on the top of our library really matter because we're going to use them to deal damage and we're also going to use them to win minigames, and hopefully it'll be one of the 24 cards in the deck that has a mana value of 8. Marvo Deep Operative, and check out that 0007 code on the card. Genius. Triggers when it attacks and has us clash with an opponent. Each clashing player reveals the top card of their library, then puts that card on the top or bottom. A player wins if their card had a higher mana value. If we win, we draw a card and can cast a spell with mana value 8 or less from our hand without paying its mana cost. And as I've said in this build, 24 spells are exactly 8 casting cost, meaning we have a greater chance of winning a clash and casting something hugely impactful. Plus, if we use the available clash spells, all 12 of them, we can chain some clash wins. Praise be, this is not a once per turn effect. Win a clash, draw a card, pay nothing for another clash card, hopefully end with a big 8 CMC bang. Top of the library is where the action is, so we need to manipulate it and weaponize it. Top of the library selection is for our eyes only and is brought to us by Limdol's Vault, great at any stage of the game. Sift 5 for every 1 life. Stack it with 8 CMC bombs or setup pieces. Insidious Dreams lets us pitch X cards to look for X cards and stack those cards very much in our favour on top. There's Scheming Symmetry, tutor to the top and give an enemy agent assistance. There's the classic Scroll Rack and Sensei's Divining Top. And Contingency Plan, look at 5 for 2 mana is a great rate. Basically, look at any Yuriko list for further ideas. Oh, and of course, Soothsaying and Trickery Charm for those extra hipster points. Love Trickery Charm as it can give Marvo flying as we have to attack with him to trigger the clash. Stacking the top of the deck gives us a license to kill by dealing damage with Twilight Prophet, Keen Duelist and Baneful Omen. Hidetsugu and Kari let us put back the 8 mana value cards we need to set up clashes and damage dealing, and when it dies, does damage itself, even gets a free cast of an instant and sorcery card. Sneak preview here, Worst Fears is an 8 mana value sorcery in the deck that we would like to see. A little hypnotic suggestions to subdue enemy agents. Protection Racket rounds this section off. Be wary when you play this, opponents with 40 life are pretty sure to exile most things, even at 8 mana, but later on you'll be filling your hand with game-winning pieces. Let's speed run through the 12 clash cards we have on offer to us, and regardless of whether they're good or bad, they're all going in the deck. Bog Hoodlums, utter dross, but as part of a later clash chain worthwhile. Why can't it block F-? Broken Ambitions, they pay X or a spell is countered. The clash happens regardless of whether the spell is countered or X is paid. 1 mana clash, very happy. Note, clash ignores timing restrictions, so this is your opportunity to do something weird at a weird time. A+. Captivating Glance, a steal effect based on the outcome of the game, a game we will often win. This is removal and a repeated clash for an investment of only 3 mana, which means more Marvo triggers. A+. Hoarder's Greed, keep clashing, keep winning, keep drawing, keep losing life, keep triggering Marvo. This is amazing, and this could kill you. A+. Paperthin Rascal, pay 3 for clash, get a body. There's a couple of ways in the deck to return it and recast it. It's okay, C-. Pulling Teeth. This is a clash for 2 mana. I like that you clash with one person and then can choose another to discard. Maybe set up a Scheming Symmetry with a friendly agent to team up on another person. Very niche, love it, B-. Research the Deep, draw a card for 2 mana, then clash. Because we're drawing a card, it might not be so easy to set up the top of the library to win the clash, but the chances are we can return the card to our hand, B+. Revive the Fallen, again, buy back on the spell if you win the clash, and Graveyard Recursion. Also, this goes to owner's hand, potentially, and you might want to return a friend's creature from their graveyard to their hand, so that's more ways to make connections with enemy agents. We'll go for a B+. Ring Skipper, in certain situations it incentivizes someone not to attack us, otherwise we end up triggering a clash. We can sack it to, spoiler alert, Torgar, Famine Incarnate. Listen, niche interactions make my brain happy, but this is a D. Scattering Stroke, it's a 4-mana counter spell. Well, we are cheating things into play, which does save us from turning land sideways. Plus, it's a really expensive mana drain. I shall give it a C- and hear no more of it. Weed Strangle, overcosted removal, triggers a clash. Can net a little life. Yeah, this is terrible. I love it. D-. Whirlpool Whelm, standard rate for a bounce back to hand and possibility to time warp someone's next draw. B+. Right, we have Clash, we have top manipulation and top weaponization, so it's time for us to meet our 8 mana value agents. And quick note, you do not have to fill your deck with just 8 mana value cards. You can do this with any mana value because you can cast 8 or less. I'm just nuts enough to want to do this with really expensive cards, but remember, anything else that's in our deck, any of those things we're using to weaponize the top of our library, we can cast those as well. I just want to do dumb things with the number 8 because Octopus. One with the Multiverse, all-star in this deck. We want to know what's on top before we clash, be able to cast things from the top, either to clear a low mana value card away or do what the deck does, play bombs for free. Treasure Cruise, dig through time, draw cards, and Vilis, Broker of Blood, 8/8 stats, removal and draw, yes, yes, yes. An 8/8 Ancient Dragon, the good cop, draw all the cards, and Hoarding Broodlord, the bad cop, tutor a card. Also, lets you shuffle if the top card is not wanted. That's the stuff that moves us forward. Here's the stuff that protects us. An 8/8 Platinum Empyrean, life total can't change. 8/8 Starwell, other creatures have ward 2. 8/8 Stormtide Leviathan, creatures with flying or island wall can't attack. Wait, no, that's a nombo with Marvo. No, instead, Army of the Damned, lots of zombies. Zombies are cool. Here is the removal. When you pay 8 to remove stuff, you expect the best. So, Avatar of Woe, tap to destroy target creature, also has cost reduction built in if our Marvo plan has been rumbled. Bringer of the Last Gift, we can cast from hand, so now we have a living death on a body. An 8/8 Cityscape Leveler, cast an attack trigger to destroy 1 non-land permanent. Decree of Pain. Back in Scourge, I think they had a design thing where they wanted people to play expensive stuff but give them an alternative cost for the early mid-game. Here it is. A -2/-2 for 5 as a cycling effect. Elder Deep Fiend, also alternative casting cost and tap stuff down on cast. Overwhelming Forces, destroy all creatures an opponent controls and draw cards. I can see it now, elves, humans, writhing in pain whilst I count my cards. 2 more, Tide Spout Tyrant to bounce stuff on cast, and Ugin the Spirit Dragon for all that damage dealing, exiling goodness, and the ultimate in this deck is game and over. 4 cards to go, Archfiend of Despair. This with the top deck damage effects, sweet. That's 16 damage if our deck is stacked just right. And we finish with the Misk pile, both Myojins, Cryptic Dreams and Grim Betrayal. 3 extra of anything this deck is dumb and game ending. Think 3 extra of our top deck damage permanents. Triple Cityscape Levelers. Armageddon is here, people. Grim Betrayal in testing was the bogeyman insurance salesman hovering over the field. Kill stuff, bring it back, mill me, same issues. I have had to discard because I have so many cards, same deal. There are 10 ramp slots in the deck. There's some boots protection. That's mainly for the haste, so we can get Marvo attacking as soon as he's in play, and also for the comedic image of him wearing tiny little footwear. If you've enjoyed this humble free content today, a like and subscribe would mean the world to me. There's going to be a poll on my community tab for the next commander that I'm going to build, so pop along there and vote. And until next time, I've been Lee, and this has been MTG Specs.